It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Okay, so Steve's bowl of soup, part 2. So let's have a see. So you have to excuse me sometimes. I just kind of like, you know, you've got to lighten up a little bit. So daily energy for the 11th. Daily energy for the 11th. Well, just really concentrating on what's lost. You've got someone walking away in the background, and then you've got someone that's staring into a cup of past emotions, of emptiness, feeling empty inside. Empty inside is a song coming through, so the songs will be in the description. Feeling empty, but you see, also, you see, this is just a never-ending cycle, because it's not major arcana. It's just like walking away to come back and do the same thing again, because of, you've got the Two of Cups that have spilt. Well, one's got, looks like blood on the wire. One looks like blood, one looks like water. But you see, this is just a normal one where you can walk away, you wish upon a star, and then it comes back and you start again. So it's kind of like a stuck energy, stuck in emotions, stuck in feelings, stuck in emotions, trying to gain your vibration of your feelings, trying to gain clarity of true worth. You know, what feelings are about, what emotions are about. You know, things that are hidden. You've got the moon there too. Could have something to do with an Aries or Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Aries. Let's have a look anyway. Because an Aries walked away, it's left a water sign feeling empty. But you've got also, because the Aries in the background is walked away, you've got a water sign feeling empty, but you've also got red and white, which is water, and also Aries, classing Aries, where both lots of feelings and emotions are on the table. They're both on the floor. What else have we got? What else have we got? Daily energy for the 11th. Energy for the 11th. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles again. Well, late nights. I mean, this is when the vibration's extremely low. This is also like a nudge of by where things can get that bad. You know, this is not the overall energy, but when things can get that bad that you feel that jump in the night and you're like, oh, what? You know, that's also a wake-up call too. You know, it's also a wake-up call, because it's the universe that's waking you up to things that are not completed. You know, the Knight of Pentacles talk about, I mean, it's slowly moving in this one. This one is slowly moving, but it's more of a contemplating energy. You see, this is a spiritual card because this is the seed of intent that's supposed to go forth, so it's kind of gaining momentum. But it's supposed to go forth on wish fulfillment, like Aquarius. It's like destiny. It's written for things to happen, but it's like more of a contemplation energy, contemplating. Because in these cards, they're stuck. This guy is walking away, but he's not actually walked away because he's still in the picture. Still in the picture. And this one, stealing the picture. Don't know why I just heard that, stealing the picture. But still in the picture. The water in the background is calm, so it's still. The energy that's spilt on the floor is still, but it's still spilt. And it's Stillness. Stillness of Heart. Stillness of Heart by Lenny Kravitz. That's the song. 4:44 on the clock. Just missed it, but that's what it was. Stillness of Heart. But this is a nudge. This is This is the universe. If things are that bad, then you have to face fear. You know, you have to face fear. You can't be afraid of fear and aggression. You have to face it. That's why it's there for you to face. If you have fear of abandonment, or you have fear or issues or people that stand in your way and they're making you feel fearful, it means that you have to deal with that thing. It has to be dealt with, you know. Because you wouldn't be able to, you know, if you woke up and you see that, you would, you know, have to deal with it somehow. That's the 11th. So we've got fighting for freedom, trying to heal. This is healistic work. So this is tending to your garden, basically, but tending to what's already grown, like family, trying to avoid the issue, but still trying to heal. Because there's avoidance there. There's avoidance within that card. But there's trying to find ways to heal and relax. People could be smoking marijuana. People could be looking into healistic herbals. Could be meditating, you know. But still not facing it. Still not facing it. Because it's competing with the unknown. It's kind of, you know, the illusional self. This is inner conflict too. Or you could literally be fighting with family. You could be fighting with people that are coming at you left, right and centre, trying to get you to, that's forceful energy. You know, that's not, you make the decisions yourself, but it's inner demons because of what we had within the Nine of Swords. It's inner demon. Your inner demon is your dark side of what needs release. You can't wait for the tail to hit, because the tail will hit. And if the universe has to make that happen, they do. You know, that's why your calling is calling you in a direction to release in a conflict. But let's have a look. What else can you tell me about the 11th? Daily energy for the 11th. So we've got the Queen of Cups. We've got the Page of Swords. It's coming out in the same position as part 1. The Queen of Cups is emotional. You know, the Queen of Cups is emotional, but it's illusion here, because there's nothing in the cup for her to look at anymore. You know, she's holding the fish, but there's nothing in the cup for her to actually look at. It's emptiness. It's stillness of heart. Stillness of heart. Page of Swords can talk about watching, waiting, thinking, contemplating, communication. Could be with an earth sign. Could be with something that's stable. Trying to find something that's stable through the feelings and emotions, through the feeling and emotion. Trying to heal and find clarity. What else have we got? We've got so some people could well be drinking, you know, because of it. People could be doing, you know, the herbal thing, the natural thing, or the unnatural. Well, I mean, alcohol's still natural, but he's drinking his emotions and saying, piss it, fuck it. You know, there's nothing else for me to do apart from just try to suppress all my feelings just by being aloof and just kind of just trying to avoid the issue. He's looking at you at the camera. He's not looking straight ahead where he's going. He's not even looking into the cup that he's drinking. He's not aware of what he's drinking. He's just looking at the camera and looking, just trying to suppress things, not looking forward. You have to look forward, you know, because you've got one guy here that's looking forward and trying to expand, and the other guy that's kind of looking and saying, well, I'm just wounded, Sid. He's saying, well, so am I, but we have to look forward, right? You know, it's the action that's behind, the past actions that keep creating the same cycle of two people feeling defensive, of holding two wands that want to go forward, but they don't because they're standing still. One's looking away and one's looking at them. You know, the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is looking at the guy, directly at the guy that's looking forward. But the guy dressed in red, which could be Aries, the blue guy could be a water sign. But the Page of Swords, which is an air sign energy, is looking directly at the water sign guy that's looking forward and trying to move forward. But the Aries kind of character, or the fire sign character, is kind of looking at the page. So it's kind of both looking at one another. The water sign is looking forward at the camera. So it's kind of like me looking at the camera now kind of thing. But then also it's like a lost cycle. You know, there needs to be temperance because there's a complete imbalance, an imbalance of non-freedom because the cup of emotion's been poured away and trying to find freedom with the other cup. So you could have conflict with either making a decision or you're caught in a three-parted triangle if you know that you're in one, because one person's kind of tipped the emotions away and the other person's trying to find freedom with the other cup, which could be an air sign because of the bird, air, so you could have water and air. But it's also Sagittarius, so fire sign because of the wings being red too. So it's something to do with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. That's the overall energy. Trying to find balance. Again, the same card comes back again. You know, if the milk turns sour, I ain't the kind of pussy to drink it. You know what I mean? But that's the image. That's the thing that I get with that one. It's kind of like trying to tip away old emotions and trying his best to stay open, but he's half guarded and half open. It's kind of like, well, I really don't know. You know, it seems like someone's flying away. Wow, and there's a plane just gone overhead. I don't know if you can hear that. But let's have a look. See what else we've got. I mean, it just seems like a never-ending story, trying to find equality. Let's have a look. What's the Eight of Cups about, please? Eight of Cups. Yeah. Wow. So, there we go again. There she goes again. So that's the same card as that one. And then we've got either a three-party triangle, and that's why, because I said about Aries and the water signs. If not, that's trying to break down the walls of defense, because this card is like fighting, so it's inner fighting, trying to break down the wall. Okay, so songs will be in the description, people, so please. Also, I'm adding songs on the, because I've got so many subscribers and likes and stuff, they've opened up where I can just post something to everybody. So I think you have to be a subscriber, but if you are, it should just come up and I'll just add daily songs for people to listen to, but they'll be very important because they will be energies that are around. I pick them up daily, and there are messages within music too, so relate that to your life at the time. The last one was Such a Good Song by Radiohead. Okay, so please listen to that one, and it is on my channel. Okay, I'll find that one for you if you haven't heard it. Present tense, the present tense, and it's Moon-Shaped Box, album Moon-Shaped Box. But that's fighting, trying to fight to either remain as I am, and keep up that defence. Okay, keep up the defence and just stay in my emotions and keep walking away and coming back and walking away and coming back and walking away, because it's a 3. Okay, or I'm trying to break out of that pattern but it's just causing the same thing over and over again. I'm concentrated on anything that was heartbreaking in the past, and I'm just not prepared to turn around to create a better future for myself, because it takes hard work and collaborating with the right kind of people to actually make things better in the end. But because of the matrix, when we have people in our lives, people that like, this is why I don't really agree with proper marriage counselors. Someone's been contacting me actually on Facebook saying that they wanted to talk to a spiritual person. Now, I see people sometimes like marriage counsellors and stuff like that. These are people, or friends, these are people that actually live in the matrix. Even our families, they actually live in the matrix. They live in it. Okay? Now, when you're not spiritual, your advice is to broaden your spectrum and to not follow that protocol, where people can say, well, they put you in a corner and they give you advice that backs you into a corner of, well, no, because if you do that, you're going to lose this or you're going to lose that. So overall, it won't really make things better for you. So it's foolery. It's what the Spirit is trying to get you to say, of why it takes strength to not believe that, because believe, and reality, and what we go over with the Matrix is the lie. That's why it spells lie. Okay. So also alchemy, creating alchemy, which means come, which means a calling, which means listen. Don't listen to people that are in the matrix that will keep you stuck, because that's scientific approach. That's someone with a scientific knowledge of living in the matrix, of advice that they got from a book or from the internet that tells them to do the same thing again. It's like a doctor. They use you as a guinea pig, and then once you've had a complete breakdown, all that kind of stuff, they realise, oh, okay, well, that didn't work, so we'll put that in a note that goes in the tablet box to tell them that you might witness this side effect. Okay, so when we actually listen to guidance and people that have broader spectrum of clairvoyant and actual gifts of what we hear from the other side of the veil of being self-aware, we try to teach people and collaborate with breaking down the walls of defence, and to not listen to people that keep you stuck, where it takes expansion and awakening in order to realise, well, in order to actually make myself move forward and to actually listen and actually have the strength to sacrifice things in my life or something about my life, it needs sacrifice to actually make it better. Once I've discovered that, things get better eventually. And then the thing that you've sacrificed, it will heal that in time, and then it all comes into fruition eventually. But you have to sacrifice things for a start to make the start better. Back to the start, razor light. So it's going over the same cycle again. So let's have a look at the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. What's the Knight of Pentacles about? So it's talking about destiny. So it's talking about what I said about being trapped. You see, this is me, right? I know I hate talking about myself, but all these star signs in the here are the fixed signs, which is Leo, well, I can't even remember them. The fixed signs, you're all going to shoot me now because I should know them offhand, which is Taurus, Leo, Scorpio and Aquarius. Okay, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, and that is my MC, IC, North and South Node, Taurus and Scorpio. Okay, so what that's saying is that is the spiritual entrapment, is that you can't hold people accountable for a lesson. Because it goes back to what I made before about the blame game. You can't blame people. Okay, you have to take things on. It's like I used to be somewhere, it was called a personal pull-up, and someone would pull you up personally, and then they would scream and shout at you, and then you would learn your lesson pretty much, and you would take it on, and everyone would say, look, you've got to take it on, and you would take it on, and then you'd have to do something, but you would, like, something. I don't want to go too much into my past. But you would have to do something, and then you would learn the hard way, because you would fucking be doing something that you really didn't want to do. Okay? So it means that this is written this way to happen regardless. but you can't. You have to learn to release, and you have to have communication, because this is like worldwide internet and communication too, and it's also Saturn. Okay, so it's karma that needs release, and it's also like entrapment, because of like it's written that way. It's written that way. You know, and that's probably why there's a lot of conflict, because of things over the internet. It could be anything to do with multimedia. It could be that's why things are so slow and not progressing, but kind of progressing, because of things that people have done via multimedia. Stupid things. And I can definitely relate that to myself. I did something stupid. I didn't mean to. I wasn't thinking. You know, I wasn't. It wasn't intentful what I did. It wasn't that bad, I don't think. But I think that may have been what caused a lot of conflict, and it wasn't intended that way. Yeah, okay. So because I have Leo in my midheaven, Leos in the midheaven kind of section, it's to do with internet karma, but they love a laugh and a joke, because they're fixed fire signs. Okay. And yeah, sometimes I don't think before I act. I don't think before I act, you know. But let's just see, let's go further in. Because we've got this card back again. Back again. Back again. Backed into a corner kind of thing. That's what I heard. Could have something to do with Scorpio. Let's have a look at the 7 of wands again. 7. So we've got 2 lots of 7 again. 7 of wands. We've got 2 9s, which is 2 cries for help. So we've got a cry for help to be more healing, a cry for help of healing, but a cry for help of finding stability. You know, I'm crying for help to find a job, or I'm crying for help with financial issues, and that I need time in order to heal because of financial worry and stress, or that I need to find someone or something stable in order to make me more stable too, to make things come of what we said about that you have to sacrifice jobs or anything that's kind of stable but not stable. It's making an imbalance, so it means that you need to drop, because in the other deck it's all around her and she feels abundant, but in this one it's dropped, so it means that you could have lost a job, or it's still there in the grasp but you're not concentrated on it and you're trying to heal, and it's causing an imbalance of your emotions and feelings and doubt, worry and stress, and it's causing a lot of conflict. Okay, so that's pretty much, I think that's kind of said that one. But let's have a look at the 9. Yeah, wow, there you go, look. So the advice, because of the repeating card, is exactly what I've just said. It means that when you drop old behaviour or old jobs or anything that makes you feel stuck, confused and unhappy, if you're generally unhappy, what it's saying is to find abundance and to find fulfilled and to find your guide, your spirit guide, or to find the person you're supposed to be with, you need to clear out things and stop listening to people that live in the matrix, and you need to find emotional stability with the story that I said about you progress with 2. You don't progress with 1 or whatever. It always takes 2 people, 2 stable people, 2 stable offers towards one another to reflect what that is of karma, okay, the never-ending cycle. For things to come to fruition of destiny, you need to do exactly the same. That's the advice, is to find actual emotional abundance, of why that is repeating card. To find that, you need to, of what we said, of what we went over, is that you have to understand things, communicate and collaborate with the right kind of people, drop the defences, okay, communicate about your feelings and emotions and communicate about them, and don't run, okay, create stability via the internet or travel or anything, and then it creates the advice that it's saying. Okay, so let's have a look at 7. But we also have another 9, which is a cry for help of action. So it's saying the cry for help is that action is needed. That's an individual story of one card of where a cry for help of action's needed, because it's the 2 of Wands of the 2 of new direction, taking a new direction. But within this deck, it's taking a new direction together. So it relates to this part of the story of what I was saying about to get rid of this energy. That energy brings in the abundance of what I said, the 2. So 7 ones about communication. There we go. Communication about walls of defense, and then it brings in stability. That's the general over advice, and then victorious, feeling victorious because of it, like victory. You know, communication with life is key, because when we feel blocked emotionally or mentally, when we're blocked within jobs or finances or families or anything like that, that is a situation, even though it may not be telling you that this is the answer, it's a situation that's happening around your life that's telling you that there needs to be sacrifice and release. So in order to make things better in the end, you have to sacrifice certain things around it, whatever that is, in order to create stability to start again. You can't start at 8, or you can't start at 9 and feel defensive and then think that you're going to get to a 10, because that 9 will go to a 10 of ending, but then you can go back. So you have to go back to the start, razor light, back to the start, create a stable 2 to create a stable 1. So you can manifest stability within the 8 of, because that's an 8 and that's an 8. No, it's not, a 7, 8. So you go from the 7 to the 8. You go from feeling defensive to the 8 of Wands of communication to stability. And then victory. So let's have a look at the Queen of Cups. What's the Queen of Cups here for? Queen of Cups. Wow, the Empress. See? Feeling emotionally abundant. You know, being fertile. Not futile, but pregnancy. It could be that's why someone wants to be pregnant, or someone wants to be a mother or father, and that's what's causing the emotional. It could be to do with children or anything like that that's causing an emotional imbalance, and it's because that's to do with pregnancy too. So it can mean family. So a lot of things are happening around the family or pregnancy or children that you already have, because this is like a birth, rebirth kind of card too, the Empress, because it's the Earth Mother. So it's also the Earth of universal energy too, is where we find stability within the universe when we learn to communicate with it and go with the flow of things, and then you find a complete abundance. Then completely everything is, you just become more stable and stability, and then you get riches, you get all the kind of rewards that she has in her hand and everything. Okay, a heart-shaped pillow. And then you find the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups that's the Sun in Pisces, but that's also a happy home life. You know, you find emotional stability, you find the rainbow. So the Page of Swords, let's have a look at the Page of Swords. Page of Swords, wow, Page of Swords again and the Fool. So this Page of Swords, it's just saying communication, and you need to take a chance. Take a chance on me. What's that? Wow, they won the Eurovision Song Contest. Britain, wasn't it? God, ABBA. Excuse me, but it's saying take a chance. Communication is going this way, looking at that, and then this communication going this way, looking at. So, wow, you could have 2 people spying. There could be 2 people spying, or looking or thinking. 2 people looking and thinking in different directions. It's causing chaos within the mind. It's causing static within the mind of looking that way and looking that way, looking at being defensive and looking at being emotionally because this is a guide, okay, this is a spirit guide, someone that doesn't mind different approaches to things, because he's not looking at anything, he's just kind of like, I'm just going on my merry way, Can also be a poet and all that kind of stuff, musician and what, but the sun is in the background, but you've got two people looking in the same kind of direction but a different direction, because the Fool is also looking towards wanting something like this energy, okay, and then you've got one energy that's looking towards wanting to be like this energy too. So it's like an emotional imbalance, wanting this kind of thing, wanting this, but not knowing how to get it, because it's confliction of the mind and going two directions. Because the Fool is looking towards this kind of thing of wanting this, but one's looking the other way and one's looking back at the other. Fire signs, water signs, or earth signs, things that are grounded and stable. Counterpart. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9. Wow. Could have something to do with a Leo. 9 of Wands. 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 You see, the unknown, leaving people in the unknown, they come up with scenarios themselves, and that's what creates fear. That's what create people to come outsidewards. That's what make people start saying things that they don't mean. It leaves illusion. If you leave people in doubt, they start forming self-doubt. When someone has self-doubt, that's when the mind games start then. And that's when they start coming up with their own solution and their own scenario. And that's why people can feel like this. That's what causes the conflict of no communication and no direction. Because there's no direction, because people are just leaving things stagnant and stuck and not completing things and just sitting there, not doing anything, and probably leaving people in illusion. It's not, that is not universal balance. Tell me more about this. 9 of Wands, please, Spirit. 9 of Wands. That's what causes people to suppress their emotions. When you suppress emotions and feelings, you start having real bad self-worth issues. You start dreaming. You start being nudged to wake up. You can't stop thinking about them or the situation, because the universe is nudging you backing you into a corner to make you think and feel about it, because there needs resolution. Yeah. There needs balance, Libra. But generally there needs justice, karmic justice or balance. There needs balance. That's what it's saying. Could also have something to do with the Capricorn. Libra, Capricorn, fire signs, water signs. The fear, the ego, the fear, the illusion, the entrapment. That's what the devil talks of, is entrapment and being connected to someone karmically, but there's no resolution. So it leaves people in fear of their mind, of their ego, of their self-state of their mind. So in order to do all that, you find stability in the end. Don't really know where that was. But it's kind of a structure of breaking down in order to find balance and to find a happy home life okay, that's the advice and the general over advice either. But you can't make people do it. That's why if someone's not making the decision, but you're not making them to do it, then, you know, people receive their karma. Knight of Cups. Judgment. Making a judgment call upon a home life. Being called into a direction. You know, it's an imbalance. Let's have a look at judgment. Can you tell me more about judgment? Balance is restored. Wow, they come out again. Did you see me shuffle? They were the two cards that I put away and they come out again. So that's a prominent message. So the overall of that is this card, which is Cancer or Scorpio in my eyes, or an air sign. Okay. But, so that can mean sun, moon or rising. Okay, either way. But that is the illusion because it's not seen. This is what I keep saying to people about, am I really here? Time. This is time, the swords of time, the swords of the mind. Okay, it's the holding cell. It can't be seen because you can't rip out your brain and go, oh look, there's my fucking memory, because you would be dead and you would need death and transformation. So it's stuff that can't be seen. It's illusion. It's the Seven of Cups as well. It's like the illusional self. Feelings and memories can't actually physically be seen. It's only because you replay it in your own mind of why you are seeing it. Like the Nine of Swords, of why you fear and you have nightmares and anxiety, because you start to physically see things maybe because your vibration's low, but you can't physically see it because it's not physically also there either. So it's what's perpetuated through the mind. So what it's saying is, in order to make a judgment call, okay, we need to find clarity of day. Okay, so it's basically you because this is about wish. This is things that are built up, so they're not spilt. These ones are not spilt. Okay, these ones are not spilt. So sometimes it takes to go on a journey of self-discovery of a journey. Okay, but you still have all the emotions that are still built up in something. So they're not spilt, they're still built up. So you have something that's built and stable in your life. But sometimes it takes walking away in order to do a fool's journey, okay, to find clarity and learn to communicate with yourself again, to find balance and structure within yourself to create a happier home life, and then it restores balance. It restores balance then. So basically the general overview of the ending is everything from the beginning of the general overview of finding balance, okay, clarity, wisdom, of the universal guidance of a light worker or something like that, or somebody that is spiritual, okay, that can give you the right advice, but its opportunity is advice. It's not always taken. People don't always take it. That's why it's called advice. The overall advice from Spirit of what I get from my messages of how I read cards is the advice. It's also free through this reading. Okay, I'll spend a lot of time doing it. So basically, what I'm saying and what Spirit is saying is, in order to find universal balance and structure within a home life and yourself, is exactly that. It's an ending of the beginning. It's the same thing. So it's a closure of a cycle of the advice between. Okay, so that is for the 11th. For the rest of, I'll say the 11th or 12th, but that's just a reading. Okay, if you would like a private reading, everything is open, and I'm going to start putting up prices, but I've got to fill that in yet, but the prices will be there at some point. If you want, just give me a quick email. Okay, I appreciate the people that have had readings. It's really nice to talk to you. Also, the songs will be in the description, everything else like that, and I'll be back at some point. I've just got, cheers. I'll see you soon. Peace, bye.